I know many fans of your label, Voyage Funk Fantastique, know that you obviously have a lot of great releases on your label. A couple of ones that do stick out for me are ones with Buscrates, Lee Funkster, but I guess most notoriously the Buscrates. That 45 is killer, man. Absolute killer.
Yeah, Buscrates never fails me. Maybe he fails other, but I don't think I ever heard one whack Buscrates track ever since probably 2011 from him. I don't know. I think him and Timu are probably the two artists that I played the most on the radio show. I even did a full hour strictly dedicated to Buscrates. So yeah, he's
Really?
the man. He's the man. I love
Which show was that? Just to ask.
I would say maybe around 92, 94, something like that.
Okay.
The number, because it was when he came to do the night in Montreal. So I think that's 2016. So I think it's 98 or maybe maybe like 88, 99. Between 85 and 95, I think. Not to say something.
Cool. I'm going to have to do my homework on that and go back and check it out. Because obviously I know you have a lot of episodes of that show and you're quite close now to reaching 200, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow.
That was fast.
Wow. So yeah, as you were saying about Buscrates then, he's definitely a prolific modern funk producer and definitely a key person when it comes to talking about modern funk producers on the scene. How did you get to work with him? How did you eventually get him to do these few releases on your label?
Yeah, Bus, I discovered him through East Liberty Quarters, which was a trio from Pittsburgh with Nice Wreck and Grand Ear as well. And that was, again, Scott C, who put me up on that. And basically from there, I just kept an eye on him all the time. I even, when I was following him on SoundCloud, I remember I went through all of his likes. Everything that he liked, I listened to it just to make sure, because the guy had like the same taste, the same sound that he was making and that he loved. So I discovered 10-4 Raj through him. I discovered other people that eventually worked on Voyage as well. And as you said earlier, with Music is My Sanctuary as well, I was writing articles also at that time, just like now as well, but a little bit more at that time, and wrote one or two on Buscrates. Eventually we just linked up, and he came to Montreal, stayed at my place. He told me it was the best time he ever had in his life. And
really?
I think it was the first time that he went outside of the States as well. I don't want to say something stupid, but I think it was.
Yeah.
And we went to Toronto after, also together. So I really got to know him well and just become really, really, really good friends. And he did a live set and a DJ set at Voyage. And from there, Bus would send me tracks, just like, hey, what do you think about this? And at some point he sent me one. I was like, yo, he's like, what? I'm like, yo, I want this, man. Like, I want to do a record with this. Because at the same time, Bastard Jazz and Aaron, the owner of the label, got really interested in Voyage and everything, and new friends through other friends. And he offered me a deal that I couldn't refuse to start the label. So
nice.
So ever since then, it was good for me to have also a bigger label, like some sort of a big brother that looks out for me and also already has some sort of a structure that pays the artist. And because that's something that I thought was really important if I was ever to do a label, to make sure that the artists are paid and that they get paid more than once. And so with that, I was able to do that. And Dr. Matt had a song. Dr. Matt had some music, obviously always laying around his computer. He's like a bit like Mofac. He always has like 800 beats in his computer, but doesn't put one out.
Jeez.
And
holding it.
When Bus was in Montreal, Illa J lived in Montreal, so I connected them together because Illa J Was big homie with Nick Wisdom, and Nick Wisdom, I was big homie with him and Pomo. We all DJ'd together in 2014. So every week, I think 3-4 times a week, we used to DJ together. We had a studio together. So Illa J would come and drop by at a studio and chill with Pomo, Nubap, and all those other guys as well.
Okay.
And I just linked Illa J with Mad, that Mad knew his girlfriend. And long story short, I did a whole session that it was Illa J, Buscrates, Dr. Mad, and this really, really underrated and amazing producer from France who also was in Montreal. I didn't even know. His name is Dela, Dele. Check him out. He's crazy. He has like featuring with Large Professor, with Mimi Nelzy, who actually sang on a Buscrates produced a remix for her. So it was so full circle, all of that together.
Nice.
And so Buscrates is like the big, just 1-2 year older, bigger brother, but that's smaller than me, so I can't really call him a big brother, but he's still like the big homie. I love the guy. He's the best. So yeah, that's how it came true with that 45, and Matt was kind of happy that like I kind of pushed him a little bit, like to like make it work on this side. And there's been a competition between Matt and Buscrates, because we did also our split series that we just released, like 2 tracks from 2 different artists, strictly digital. And Matt did a beat called Stanky, and Buscrates did a beat Sticky, and that beat is insane. And Buscrates thought he would kick Mad's ass with the beat, and Mad kicked his ass with like the stats, you know, or on SoundCloud. Stanky's the most listened. Stanky is the most listened track ever on Voyage Fantastique. It's like at 67K right now or something.
Wow.
So eventually you might see a record of like the best of digital release of Voyage in the near future.
Yeah. That
like we're gonna probably press 4 or 6 off of that. So maybe one from Lee off his digital EP also, and I don't know about other ones. You know, I still got to pick, but that's something that we would like to do, because also on the compilation Volume 1 of Voyage, we also got another track with Buscrates. It's On My Own. That one people are asking me since 5 years to put it out on record, and I would put that on record as well. So yeah, Buscrates,
awesome, man. Yeah, there's a lot of great tracks right there. Nice. And it wasn't too long ago actually, I was digging back through your discography on your label and checking out the split series records, and yeah, absolutely amazing. But what we'd like to do actually right now is actually get into a couple of those tracks. Which tracks would you like to listen to?
From anyone?
Yeah, actually. What would you like to listen to? Okay. Maybe a Buscrates joint, or?
Yeah. Okay, I'll pick the Buscrates joints that nobody really remembers on the comp. It's because he did it with Bread Eclectic. It's called Synthesiz. That was a duo they were doing together, and the track is called Serious. This funk is serious, and that one is just as good as all the Buscrates stuff. It's just it doesn't get as much shine because it's not written Buscrates in the title or anything, but trust me, it's Buscrates. So yeah, Serious by Synthesiz. Serious Funk, I think that's the name.
Okay, let's get into that right now.
Putting it down for the homie Walla P. Not mad. And Voyage Fantastique. You dig?
This funk is serious. You better get down on the floor. This funk is serious. What you waiting for? This funk is serious. You better get down on the floor. This funk is serious. What you waiting for? serious. What you waiting for? This funk is serious. You better get down on the floor. This funk is serious. What you waiting for? Serious. You better get down on the floor. This funk is serious. What you waiting for? This funk is serious. You better get down on the floor. This funk is serious. What you waiting for?